here at the TLA. I'm here with Floetry. We have the Songstress and the Floecist. Welcome back. Can I say home? Is that okay?
One of them.
Home away from home.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Philly.
Thank you.
And Philly really showed you guys love. You just had a show here. It was sold out, and we're so glad you came back.
Well, we actually needed to because it was sold out. More people wanted some tickets, so here we are again.
Here we are. And then plus, when you say we, so many people, they've been waiting for this. They've been waiting for you guys to come back together. How does this feel for you guys being back together on stage?
Easy. I think we wanted it, so it's easier for us to give back to the amount of fans that requested it. So it's homecoming, no matter where we are. So it's that much special, you know, being in the considered hometown of Floetry, being as though we recorded the album up the street and, you know, got our start on the stages of Black Lily, and, you know, we're home.
How does it feel for you?
I mean, it's always lovely. It's a blessed thing, you know. But all of it is blessed. Everything only goes exactly as it's supposed to. So, of course, in terms of consumption, yes, we were introduced as a group. So that's kind of all that can be focused on. But everything's been a blessing. Every single moment of it. It's nice to return to Philly for me. I've had some interesting times here. You know, amazing times and character building times.
Okay.
But you know what? It's all blessed, man, and so it's good to be here.
That's one way to look at it, character building.
Absolutely.
I like how you spin that. Because, I mean, that's what it is, right?
That's what it is, yeah. That's not even really a spin. This is the truth, you know?
We were 21 and 22 when we got here, and now being 36 and 37, we've earned those years of growing pains.
So then when people come to the show and they see you guys back on stage, is it really back like you never left? Or it's like we've evolved and now we're like better than ever?
Both.
Yeah, I was going to say that. A bit of both.
Absolutely both.
Yeah, because we definitely did leave. So that's, you know, I don't think either of us are trying to pretend that we didn't.
Yeah.
But all that meant was that we got to hone our individual skills. Again, you know, when you're introduced as a group, your identities become this thing where, I mean, there's plenty of years, even before everyone knows Floetry, Marsha and I know each other for as much time as you've known Floetry, we knew each other that amount of time before we even did Floetry.
26 years.
You know? And then before that, you know, we're individual beings. So it's all blessed, man. Ultimately, it's all blessed.
I love that. So then with the show, is it going to be all Floetry, then everyone does their individual, or how is that going to be laid out?
Don't really want to give away any spoilers.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's so touchy-feely. I don't want to tell you, oh, then we do this, and then we do that.
That's true.
It's like Terminator 2. You know? Remember in the trailer, they let us know that Arnie was there to save Sarah. I would have loved to have seen it, not knowing that, you know?
That's true.
And it's funny living in this technological time. You know, you can go online and catch 15-second snippets, and people are putting things up on YouTube. I like for everyone to just come and experience.
I bet it is an experience too, because I've been looking online since you mentioned that. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it was so amazing, and my life has been changed." I mean, everyone's been so excited who's already seen the show.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. It's an honor to do this type of work, you know, and it's a real blessing to do it really in the line of the craft, you know, and the opportunity of the craft is to lift feelings and energies, you know. It's more than fad, it's more than just what's hip right now. Yeah. It's that possibility to tap into something that is a much longer line. The entertainment industry is a baby, you know, the arts are ancient. So it's nice, it's good fun.
Does that mean we could also see new music then?
I'm sure.
New everything.
Okay.
I'm sure we make music. That's what we do. You know, between us now, we've got 8 albums all together. That's not to mention any mixtapes.
And all the Grammys. I mean, it just goes on.
All the writing. Marsha's written so many songs for so many different artists. I've written a few. You know, there's so many things that we do. So in terms of new music, I'm sure that's what we do at this point. We make music, whether together or individually. But yeah, there's plenty.
Because as fans, you know, we're greedy. At first, we want you to get, you know, back together. Then we want to have a tour, and then we want more music. Like we're just gonna keep asking for
more.
more.
You only want to tour, and then you'll walk away from what is dang near a 2-hour show, and still say, "Oh, but you didn't do."
Yeah.
There's a set list. We still have to regroup and come back together.
Yeah.
and do it all over again just to give those back.
I think, you know, the cutest thing is this. When Marsha and I first came to Philly, you know, well, in fact, we first went to Atlanta and it was hard to get onto the open mic because they didn't know who these English girls were. Then when we came to Philly and we were working with these amazing producers, I mean, Sunshine, I had to fight for a 16-bar verse on the second verse, you know? And we were trying to tell people what it is that we do.
Right.
Now, it's funny to see it on the other side. Everyone's like, yo, you got to do this and you got to do that. Because now, I suppose Floetry has become a genre to itself. It's become something that everybody, I think, understands. And we've been saying, we never oversaturated. We didn't do that one album too many. You know, we didn't get to that point where it's like, oh, them again. You
kept us hungry. You kept us wanting more.
That didn't happen. So it's a beautiful thing.
In this industry, you need to preserve. I think too many people oversaturate what this is, and you don't get missed. So when you do walk away to actually live life, to be able to come back, we needed to have our own experiences to have something else to deliver. And now, you know, reintroducing what this is to people that might know Nat strictly as a poet or might know me just as a singer-songwriter. It's nice and refreshing to see the couple of people that don't know what Floetry is and are getting it for the first time, while fans are singing every word of every song that came out 15 years ago.
For those people who don't know what Floetry is, and how would you describe it then?
Oh, that's simple. Floetry is poetic delivery, musical intent. It means that the lyrical content is as important as the musical construction. That's what it is. It's a holistic offering of art.
But in Philly, you really don't have to explain it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised around the world.
Really? Really?
Yeah, some places you do. I mean, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's an alignment, it's a humbling alignment, it's something that you do when you're called to do it, you appreciate that. Now we've got time under our belt, we know what it is, we've experienced it. You know, different parts of the walk, the part where everyone's up and excited, the part where you gotta go do some things by yourself, it's all holistic, you know. And Marsha made a great point about you know, going away and having something relative to say. You have to live, man. Your life can't just be full of studio and red carpets and, you know, as an artist. I mean, especially for myself as a poet, I have to have time amongst the people and
to get the inspiration?
Absolutely, to be relevant.
Sunshine didn't write itself. Say Yes didn't write itself, nor did Getting Late, even though we were so young. In retrospect, looking at a 21 and 22-year-old speaking the way we did, whether that was Mistress or Hey You, Sometimes You Made Me Smile, all of these things that we did to live now and experience these songs for ourselves now on stage, it's like, okay, we were talking to our future selves.
It's interesting because, I mean, you know, like Getting Late, as songwriters, the two of us, you know, Floetry is written completely by ourselves. There are no external songwriters, and everything I say, I wrote. Pretty much, you know, everything Marsha sings, she wrote. So these experiences, these life experiences are you know, in the beginning, they're I think a bit of what we were experiencing. Now, all of these songs bear really great relevance. It's like Spandau Ballet, you know, when Gold was first written, versus them having their time apart and then coming back together. I watched a performance that they did at one of the festivals, and to see that song being sung now, and to know it's like every single word had extra resonance to it, you know, and it was a great song from the beginning. So that happens, and I think good art does that. It matures, you know.
So when you're back in Philly, what's the first thing you guys have to do? You were tweeting about Wawa. We saw that.
Well, there's some things, I mean...
And I got the same Wawa sandwich I've been getting for 15 years.
And what sandwich is that?
Tuna salad on potato bread, provolone cheese, a little bit of mayo, a dash of yellow mustard, and sweet peppers.
She knows how she likes it.
And she does, really.
But like I walk in, they're like, oh, I know what you got, girl.
The biggest challenge of coming back to Philly right now, I suppose, after the recession and certain things, no latest dish is heartbreaking. It's almost like South Street closed for me.
Really?
That's hard, man. That's hard.
It's a staple.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Bimon's still open, which is great. And obviously, you gotta get a gremlin from Ishka Bibbles, or I mean, who are you? But There's plenty of things, you know. For me, I go
Glad
down.
that Lorenzo's was rebuilt.
Yeah.
Because that definitely.
But Philly is changing. Have you seen
Changing.
that? Oh my
the
gosh,
five
it's
spot
like
was the hardest thing for me. I knew that it had burnt down. I didn't know that it had burnt down and been replaced by something. I feel like it should have a blue plaque outside.
Yeah,
Like,
so people can
you
say
know.
this was here. Yeah.
And what it was that was here, I looked, I thought people will walk past this who they will just not know the vortex that existed in this space.
So you guys know who we need to talk to make that happen. There's
Okay.
a lot of blue plaques for things that I look at like, it's a bit important. I get it.
Like, you know, the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, you know, there you go, we get it. But the 5 spot deserves its spot in Philadelphia music history.
See, I'm learning because I've been here for about a year, and one of the first things that I noticed when I came to Philly was how deep it is when it comes to music history. I feel like everybody came from here. That's what it seems like.
Everybody came from
through.
here and came through. Yeah,
That's
so
true.
Holiday had a house, you know, it would just be history when you walk on it. It's mad.
You know,
It's
loose
amazing.
ends, you know, to talk about a movement that we didn't even realize that we were replicating. Loose ends coming from the UK, recording their first album out here at Philadelphia International. It's just, it's a lot of history. But you're going to have that. I mean, America's a very historical place, be it that it's the youngest nation, you know. There's a lot of recent history, things that just happened the other day, you know.
Yeah, Philadelphia having, you know, the first street ever in the United States. So to come through here and build off of what that history is for the United States of America and have it in its earliest form,
You know, have
kind of made
places
sense
that
for us to have something to talk about.
declarations of independence are being written while people are still enslaved. There's a lot of
that's true.
interesting juxtaposed realities, but you know, that's history.
That's true. Is there anything else you'd like to say to your fans here in Philly?
Oh, hi guys.
You know, this show has been sold out without really any, most of our shows on this tour, without any real radio support or when I say support, I mean, we just did this.
you know.
We just did this. I don't want to make it sound like we asked them to support us and they didn't.
Okay.
We decided to do this and we have a very close relationship with the people who lifted us up as Floetry and held us into a state where we could, our lives were shifted. So these shows are being sold out by the people. There's so many people who go through a city and then we're getting online, you know, God, I didn't even know they were here. But it was a sold out night, you know. So in terms of to the people and to the fans, you know, just your constant support has been amazing. Your constant dedication to the Floetry genre and the Floetry brand has just been really amazing. And to be able to have that time away and come back to such energy is a real blessing. So thank you, I suppose.
So do you feel the love, the Philly love? Do you feel it?
Feel the love everywhere.
Absolutely,
Love
the
it.
brotherly
Thank you,
and
everyone.
sisterly love.
That's right.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.